testing out some new gear today for Tight Lines Entertainment. We have our same aider that we were using last year, but we're going to use this in conjunction with the new mini stick from Out on a Limb. So this is our new stick that we have. It's extremely lightweight. We paired it with some of this blue am steel, and we have it sort of chained together so that way it's got more of a button system, and we'll show you how that works here in a second. Haven't even tried this setup yet. This is a custom pouch that we put together. Got the idea from Tethered. They're going to be coming out with a system very similar like this, and just we unclip it, it unrolls, and right here we have a zipper pouch where we have our bow rope and our hoist, and then we have our belay rope, if you'd like to call it that. So this is the system that we're going to try out this time for 2020, and we'll see how it works here in a second. Here we go. Okay. So we have our Out on a Limb mini climbing stick here set up. We're testing out this blue am steel. I'm not quite sure about this yet. I might go to the 4th inch, but for now we're just gonna try it out. I wanted to see how this button system style would work with this setup. I used to have this on one of my Lone Wolf sticks. So we have our climbing aider set up. I have this as high as I can reach. We're gonna get up onto the tree and we're gonna set up our rope system and see how this works. So 1 foot in the bottom here, pressure, toe in the tree, toe in the tree, and on our stick. Once we get to here, take our carabiner, and I want to put this on the offset side from where I'm going to swing around to move my stick. You'll see how I do that here in a second. And this is literally the first time I've done this with this stick and this belay device. So I'm going to tighten it all the way up. I'm going to snug up and swing over, wrap my legs around the tree, reach down, grab my stick, and then I'm going to move my stick up as high as I can get it. So far it seems to be working out the way I want it to, but we'll bring myself back over, put pressure on my stick, climb up, and I'll move my belay device as I go. And that was only, what, 2 moves? And I'm up all the way up to as high as I can go on this tree for now. And I could go around this limb if I wanted to, but I'm just testing out my equipment, so I'll just snug this up. And then what I would do is I would just sit down, reach down and grab my platform off my belt loop. I have the blue am still on this also. down on weight, also cuts down on metal from the not using a belt cam. And this is the Predator platform from Tethered. So I'll cam it over, snug it down, lock it in place. Because I do want to get my tether above, there's a limb over here. Can you see this limb? From here, this is where I'll actually use my lineman belt. And that just gives me 2 points of contact to the tree. So when I climb up onto my platform, I'm a little bit safer. And at this point, I can loosen up my line that I'm going to use as double duty for my tether. And I can take that off. And now I can get it above this limb over here. So I'll set it up here. And at this point, I'm hunting. I'll take this off, put this back into my bag, because I won't need that belt again. So the lineman belt, it's done. So all I needed it for was safety when I'm getting around limbs. So I'll use my lineman belt to get around a limb if it's sticking out. I'll put 1 point of security above the limb, 1 below, then take the 1 below off as I move this one up. So here I am. I've been sitting here all day, been hunting. I'm ready to come down, so now all I have to do is come over here to my platform where I'd be hunting. I'm gonna undo my belt clip right here. Let that fall down. I'm gonna take out my line tether. Can you see those carabiners, mini carabiner? And these are made out of a really durable plastic, and they are a lock cam setup. So I wanted to go with this and see if it was strong enough but light enough. So from here, I would actually use this at the beginning of my hunt to pull my bow up. But now I'm going to drop it down, and this is going to become my line tender. So I'll clip that right on the tree there. I don't know if you can see that. Clip that right there on my line, but I'll do it on the side where the knot is. Okay. So right now, my bow would be on the ground. This would be attached to my bow. I'm attached to the line. My tactical sterling rope comes out. It comes down. I'm going to take this off the tree. And I'm sure I'll get faster at this the more I do it. But it didn't really feel like it took much effort. Right there. And then I do like this design. I noticed that I'm going to have to really crank down on these knobs if I want them to be a little bit more sturdy. But all I do is loosen these knobs, You pull this apart, it flattens out like so, and then you just lock it back down. I'm going to see about wrapping this aider up with it and just letting it live here. And then I would clip this on my belt somewhere. I got multiple spots. And I'm out of the tree. From here, I'll take off my belay device completely. I'll be doing this a lot slower when I'm in the woods and I actually care about noise. The rope's free and clear. And then I'll grab my tending line, and since it's over top of a limb, can you see up there where it's over top of a limb? It doesn't matter how many limbs there would be, this thing would come right down. And then if I don't want to pull the carabiner back through the tree, I'll go the other direction where the rope end can just slide straight out. Catch it? That's it. So then from here, I would wrap it back up and figure 8. And I like to leave about this much for my next setup so that it's ready to deploy again. I'll just pull it off, grab the middle of the 8. I fold this piece under, fold this over, so that way when I do deploy it, if I need to pull out more, I can. So I'll just look at it and then I'll wrap to secure. Wrap a couple times, 3 or 4, cinch it down tight. And then from there, I'll put it back into my pouch that I made. And this, all I did was I made a sling basically for the rope. So I could just grab the rope and pull it through like that. And I'll leave that sit there just like that for now. And then I'll take my belay device and then I'll put it back together on the rope. So, and there's a video that Tether put out with one of their friends, and that's where I got all these ideas as far as for this tactical line. This is an 8mm tactical cord, and I like it. It definitely works pretty well. So I'm just going to set it back up. I'm sure this is going to take me a little bit of practice making sure that it's always set up in the right fashion too. So if it's there and I test it, make sure it's locked in tight to make sure I put the rope in correctly. And then from there, I can clip this part back onto my bridge, tighten my rope up, and then I'll just take the rest of this so it's ready to go, put it right on top. Get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. This wouldn't actually be here. This would be right on top of the main line, so it's ready to deploy like this. Tuck the carabiner in there so it's not rattling around. And I'll do the same thing with my green line. So I'll take my green line, and I can see already I got 60 feet here. This is way too much. Probably need to cut it down to like maybe 40. But I'll do the same thing. I'll just figure 8. I would say a 10 to 12 minute process, like if I was actually hunting.
Yep.
You know, and then obviously setting up camera gear and, you know, putting clothing back on because I pack in most of my clothing. I don't wear it in so that way I don't sweat as much. And obviously I would go much slower up the tree. I just want to see how fast I can really do it. So wrap it on up. That goes back into my top zipper pouch that I made. And make sure this is in there good. Loop it together. That's it. So it's not too bad. And I don't even notice it on my hips. It's pretty light. This I can put it on a loop here. I got a loop here, but I made a clip for it. And the clip looks like this. I just threw it in this bag, I think. So I just took a piece of strapping, and that way I can just loop it around this and run my clip through here, and then it just clips right onto that loop right there. And I could just hang right there when I'm walking in. So pretty slick little setup all the way up and down the tree. And I want to say between my stick and my platform and everything, I think I'm around like 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds maybe, something like that. I'll have to weigh it out. I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing. But that's it. Good luck to everybody on opening weekend.